Mining. How many of you think of this sector as being dirty and unjust? The word exploitation may come to mind, which means mistreating someone to benefit from their work. Mining has been known to exploit Earth from its minerals, people, and community. I have also accused it of being guilty of cultural vulturism. We have named projects using Indigenous languages, mistreated communities, and built unsafe mines. But you have the power to change this. With knowledge, inspiration, and action, you can transform mining from what it is to what it can be. You also need to understand the opportunities that it holds and some of the challenges that it faces. But first, let's think about how mining links in your life. How did you get here today? Did you take the car, the metro? Did you listen to music on your phone? Maybe scroll through some social media videos? Have you had a Zoom call lately? All of this is due to mining. I used to have no connection to the mining sector. I drove around my car in my small town, speaking on my Motorola Razr, which is probably aging me a little bit. But life circumstances found me in my first mining-related role, and my knowledge of the world expanded when I found out how much minerals and mining contributes to our everyday lives. And now, I am happy to say that for the past 15 years, I have worked in this rewarding and challenging sector. Mining is the supply chain of the green economy. We supply raw materials, car manufacturers, cell phone manufacturers, and computers. We also supply it to renewable power generators. But the connection between commodities we need to build the tools we use every day is not well made. So I'm going to give you some statistics. In 2022, India and China alone purchased $114 billion of gold jewelry. 135 billion cell phones were sold worldwide, and that equates to 20 million kilograms of copper, 35 million kilograms of aluminum, and each wind turbine we build, takes 320 tons of copper. 320 tons of iron ore. So we need to look past our 1 or 2 cell phones, our 1 or 2 cars we use, and start to think about what that means in scale. 1.35 billion cell phones, and wind turbine farms often take more than just 1 turbine, but 10, 15, or 20. And we've had our challenges. I can understand that. Some of you may have experienced some. On January 25th, 2019, we experienced the sector and society's worst nightmare, the Bernardino Dam disaster. The dam spilt 12 million cubic meters of toxic tailings into the environment and killed at least 270 people. And that case is still going on today. But by understanding or hearing about these experiences, I want to reframe what mining can be. Today, natural resources provides 44% of the global GDP. That's roughly $44 trillion. And without the associated activity of natural resources production, we cannot sustain the other half of the GDP. This level of activity requires attracting innovative talent. But we are losing talent every day. To demonstrate this, Since 2014, Australia has lost 64% of its mining graduates. Furthermore, in Canada, the Mining Industry Human Resources Council believes that in a baseline scenario, we will miss 14% of our hiring requirements by 2033. And that's not just engineering and geology. We need people that are experts in automation, robotics, gaming. But in order to improve mining, we also need communicators, marketers, and engagers. The workforce is changing, and this provides the opportunity to transform. We can turn the negative news cycle into a positive one by attracting talented people who want to save the world. So what could mining look like? I base everything I do on a triple bottom line, which is people, planet, and prosperity. If we were to elevate that concept to the same importance as demands and profits, we would then have the foundations of transformation. Canada has adopted the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples, UNDRIP. And part of UNDRIP is free, prior, and informed consent, FPIC. That now makes Indigenous consultation mandatory, not a best practice, but a must-have. There are organizations out there in mining that value FPIC, and these organizations develop meaningful relationships with communities, enable leadership opportunities, and assist in building sustainable business opportunities. But how else can we do this? We need to attract outsiders who want to change the world, that look to drive transformation, and want to build influence for change. 71% of mining leaders need help finding the talent to build the mines that power the global economy. And 99% of decision makers, so that's essentially every mining decision maker, recognizes that without technology and innovation, their organization will not survive. But I would like to go further. We also need to have social innovation. We need more than just traditional mining-related degrees. We need talent that wants to improve the world and society that we live in. So how do we achieve that change? Whether it's IBM or Google, Volkswagen or Tesla, Apple or Samsung, our partners in consumer goods production must support the mining industry. We need the recognition of responsible development across channels. This means LinkedIn, YouTube, maybe even a Super Bowl commercial. We need to attract people through mainstream understanding of how mining supports us. Furthermore, we need the wild ones to join us. The innovators, the crazy ones, the ones that Steve Jobs called on to come and work for Apple. The next Steve Jobs can work for a mining company. I want to see more disruptors join me, not less. Now, this is when I ask you to take action. We are lucky to live or be in Canada, and Canada is one of the leading mining jurisdictions in the world to learn and work for in the mining sector. Ask around. I guarantee you know somebody that works in resource development. They may be quiet about it, but they're out there. If you're in science, learn about communications. And if you're in the arts, learn about engineering. We need co-creation and collaboration to make this sector a better place. And we have a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips. To the mining sector, I need you to be brave. Brave to look at what your talent wants, which is purpose beyond profits. Look outside your comfort zone when hiring people. Look for the innovators and the communicators, not just the ones with the technical acumen to develop your projects. We need to be brave in celebrating our successes, because for every challenge the community or society hears about, we have the success to match that. And we must be brave in enabling our communities to be leaders in development. Mining is one of the quietest, biggest sectors propelling our society forward, but we are plagued by past challenges. We need to recognize the opportunity to transform the world, and everybody in this room has a choice. You can choose to ignore society's supply chain or to become an active participant in shaping a better future. Thank you.